It was a pleasure to burn. It was a special pleasure to see things eaten, to see things blackened and changed. With the brass nozzle in his fist, with his great python spitting its venomous kerosene upon the world, the blood pounded in his head, and his hands were the hands of some amazing conductor, playing all the symphonies of blazing and burning to bring down the tatters and charcoal ruins of history. That's how the first chapter of the novel Fahrenheit 451 begins. Written by Ray Bradbury, it was born as an extension of the short story named The Fireman, published on the magazine Galaxy Science Fiction. In his novel, Bradbury explores the negative utopia. In other words, he paints a state where undermined morality and overpower dominate its population. The state described in Fahrenheit 451, whose apparently enigmatic title actually wants to indicate the burning temperature of paper, is a so much authoritarian state that it imposes to burn books. Aldous Huxley, the popular author of The New World, published in 1932, interpreted this as one of the most visionary works that he had ever read before. The sad truth is that Bradbury's prophecy has become very real in many parts of the world. The main character, Montag, is a fireman who must stoke fires instead of putting them out, with the aim of eliminating books and every kind of printed paper. The famous movie based on the romance, directed by François Truffaut, is considered the best cinematographic transposition of a Bradbury's work. People like Montag burst into the subversive houses, those who keep books or printed paper, and burn them. That's the law, a law which provides that everyone is made equal to another. This is to mean that people are made equal through keeping them far from books, thinking and feeling emotions provoked by reading every kind of printed paper. Montag is actually unhappy about his alienated empty life, characterized by big TV screens, which are the main source of education for people, his wife, who's bored by life, called Mildred in the book and Linda in the movie, and a job that he does with no passion. One day he comes across a stranger woman, Clarice, who's described in different ways in the book and in the movie. This meeting will entail a new beginning into Montag's life. In fact, from that conversation he starts to feel new emotions caused by the discovery of a new, different and parallel world, which is accessible through reading. Montag then starts to get used to steal books during his fireman's operations. He hides them at home and he reads them at night, so not to be a victim of the dark technological dominating society anymore. Bradbury's passion for books accompanied him since when he was young. Events such as the destruction of the Library of Alexandria, the blaze of books by the Nazi regime, the hate for mass media, which he considered a threat to reading, led him to the writing of Fahrenheit 451. The disdain for mass media such as radio and television are expressed in the romance through Mildred and her friends, who consider TV home screens as a family. In the movie, Clarice is this who introduces Montag to reading by asking him reflecting questions that he had never placed to himself before. She'll be in the scene till the end of the movie. What happens in the book is different. Montag meets the girl only in the first part of the book, and soon she'll die to a car accident. After getting aware of the death of the young Clarice, the main character decides to contact an old, well-educated professor, Faber. He will become his intellectual guide, the only person Montag feels he can trust, and the only one who really talks about something new and intelligent. But after discovering about her husband's infraction of owning prohibited books, Mildred decides to warn deforestation. She abandons him and to firm and obligate him to burn his books. The enraged Montague, with the flame-thrower in his hand, burns his ex-chief, the whole house, and he runs away faster and faster with the hope of reaching the river. Indeed, Faber gave him this suggestion since a group of runaways from society is living there. These people, named the Bookmen, are persecuted due to their literature knowledge and for owning some books. As many others living across the country, they constitute the literary memory of humanity. Each one of them has memorized one book, and they'll keep on preserve them in their mind till when the moment of freedom will arrive. So they will be able to materially revive books, when it will again be allowed to print and nothing will be lost. Finally Montag feels alive. He had almost forgotten about this feeling. His life has a sense now, and it was him to decide it, without anyone to impose it to him.